Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the daily reading for Sunday, May 9th, 2021. And today is a day that's ruled by the crown chakra and guided by heart. And the galactic signature of today is the white electric world bridger energy. And we are beginning a series of galactic activation portals. And so the way that this works in the galactic calendar is certain galactic signatures are in and of themselves galactic activation portals. And so any day that we have one of these galactic signatures, it is a galactic activation portal. And sometimes we have many of these activation signatures or portals line up in a row. And when that happens, we have just an extended portal with a specific focus on those galactic energies of each unique signature. And so we have one going here that's starting today, and then we have galactic activation portals all the way until Tuesday, May 18th. And this is really interesting too, because this is going to overlap the Pleiadian portal, which we talked about in a video that I just did. I'm doing a bunch because I'm going away for a few days. So I can't remember. I think it was it may have been the one for Saturday. I'm not sure. But we talked about the Pleiadian portal, which opens on the 17th and goes until the 22nd. And this is when the sun lines up with the Pleiades star cluster. So really, this has been a whole month of portals. It's basically a portal month because we started out with the 555 portal. Then we're going through this series of galactic activation portals. Then we have the total lunar eclipse, full moon, on the 26th. And we have another galactic activation portal on the 28th. Which is 528, which is that love frequency, right? So that's going to be a beautiful day, as all of these days are. We also have the new moon happening on Tuesday during a portal. So just really big energies that we are experiencing and working with right now. As always, I feel like I'm constantly saying this because they are always so big and so bold and so beautiful, as each and every one of us are, right? So this white electric world bridger energy is all about equalization, death, and opportunity, as well with that electric tone about activation, bonding, and service. And so we're really looking today at understanding death, understanding it as a great equalizer, right? It puts us all on the same playing field. We all know that we will transition from this physical incarnation, this vessel, into another at some point. In each one of these avatars, we only have a certain amount of time. And that makes life that much more exciting. And it really invites us to live life that much more deeply. Arguably, even more so before we realize that we're eternal beings. When we've still forgotten that, and we think this is the only life we have to live, then it's even more of a fire under our ass, right? I mean, at this point, we all know that we are endless beings, right? We're energy. We keep going and going and going. We transition from one form into another, and it never ends. And so that takes a little bit of the heat off, but still it's like in this one incarnation, we want to get the most that we can out of it. And so it's a commonality that we all share. And we are, of course, we'll go off on a tangent a little bit and talk about how we're moving back toward the understanding that we can choose when we transition. And we can inhabit this physical vessel for as long as we choose and make that transition when it's time to go. That's something that we've forgotten, and that's something that we are going to be gaining back as we move into this golden age. And so, just a little side note there. But for all intents and purposes, we're talking about death as the great equalizer and as an opportunity, right? An opportunity to live and love more fully, to be more present. This is also that energy of all those little deaths along the way, right? All those transitions that we experience as we shed our skin, right? As we move from one form into another, one identity into another throughout the course of our lives. So it's about release and surrender today. Allowing what's wanting to go, and remember, it's never really going. It's just changing forms. Right? So allowing whatever energies are wishing to change form in our lives to change forms today. And appreciating that as part of the journey and part of the experience. I have to slow myself down a little bit. Sometimes my energy really gets going, but my mouth can't keep up. You guys know. You know how it is. You know how it is. All right. So I'm going to read the Astro Dream Advisor interpretation. In this lifetime, you are being asked to release and surrender. Surrender is the opposite of giving up. It is the freeing yourself from the desire to be in control, letting go of how you think things should be. Surrender is freedom. You are being invited to release yourself from the bondage of preconceived action, to let everything be all right as it is, so that you can live a more inspired life in the moment. You are being asked to take action in the process of surrender and release. You are requested to die a symbolic death, to surrender your limiting beliefs. Symbolic death unveils the self by cutting away the outgrown parts of yourself that no longer serve you. In such death, ego structures fall away to reveal the garden of the true self. Look for new ways of being, new people, new ideas, and new directions that will move into the vacuum created through surrender and release. Like yeast, surrender enlivens and empowers you to experience more of life's fullness. Like yeast, that's an interesting comparison there. Holding on to past patterns and grievances only limits the possibilities. Forgive yourself, forgive others, let go. Surrender whatever limits you. Face whatever you are resisting. In the experience of any loss, it is never too late to complete. Through your willingness to walk in the dark forest, insights and revelations will naturally emerge. All right, and then, whoops, did I just go back too far? I did. Give me 1 second here, guys, and I will pull back up the affirmations for today. Oh, now I just hit the wrong page again. That's okay, we'll get there. And I'm trying to remember, it was requested that I say the affirmations more slowly so that people could repeat after me. So I'm going to try to remember to do that. So the first affirmation is, I activate in order to equalize. Bonding opportunity. I seal the store of death with the electric tone of service. I am guided by the power of heart. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. And the second affirmation is, I am See-Me, World Bridger. I am your ability to surrender and let go. I am your forgiveness and your liberation. And we're talking about the World Bridger, right? Isn't transitioning the thing that bridges worlds? When we transition, we're able to move from one world to the next. Although, as we said, we're moving into an age and an experience of reality where we can move between worlds with ease, and we don't necessarily need to experience that type of transition in order to do so. However, we see and we're understanding that energy, right? That understanding of transitioning as the passing between worlds, the moving between worlds. Guidance for today is focus on allowing the necessary deaths to occur to create renewal and opportunities. Surrender your ego's need to control and relax into the grace of the larger plan. All right. So for the astrology for today, we are moving into the new moon lineup here. And so a lot of these energies are going to be the same as what we're going to see at the new moon. We have Mercury coming into alignment with the North Node. Mercury is also coming into a trine with Saturn and a sextile with Chiron. So we're going to have Chiron very active during this new moon, making a few different aspects. And of course, this is all in the new moon video as well. So there's going to be a lot of focus on healing. There's going to be a lot of healing. There's going to be a lot of energy really assisting us in moving forward and thinking about what is it that we want to build? What is it that we want to create? What can we build that has substance, that has structure, right? That can move us forward, that has longevity. That's what we're looking at with that Taurus energy. But right now, the moon is not yet in Taurus, although it will be late tonight, very late tonight. Or no, not even. It will be tomorrow at some point. My bad. It's at 28 degrees right now. So yeah, it'll be there tomorrow sometime. It is currently still in the sign of Aries. And we have the moon. It's past its transit with Chiron. And now it's moving into conjunction with Eris. And so once again, we still have that fiery energy, right? But it's a little more fired up with Eris. With Chiron, it's a more sensitive, sensitivity. With Eris, it's more of an empowerment, but it's also that energy that can be a bit ferocious. And so we want to just be wary of that. We want to stand in our empowerment, but we want to do it in a benevolent fashion. And so just keeping that in mind also as we have true black moon moving into that conjunction with the sun, getting closer and closer, right? So when we have Eris's energy and true black moon's energy that is really influencing things, we also have a sextile building up between Mars and Uranus, right? Which is another kind of chaotic, rebellious type of energy. Like anything can really happen. Things could be popping off. And so we just want to make sure that we're not the ones popping off, essentially. And at least have that awareness within ourselves, but really utilize the liberating energy that we're experiencing today and really let that be our guide. Allow us, give ourselves permission to be free. Right? The only one that can give you that permission is yourself, and nobody can take that away from you. So just remember that this is energy that's really helping us to step into that knowing and to move from that place of knowing. I'm looking to see if there's anything else I want to mention here. No, we still have some of the same energies that we've been talking about. Neptune, a few degrees away from Pallas still. We have, let's see. Yes, Uranus and true black moon close to conjunct. So that's where we got that the Uranian energy. Not only is Uranus sextiling Mars, but within 5 degrees of true black moon. So yeah, that just emphasizes those energies that we were talking about. And yep, Venus still in that square to Jupiter like we talked about the other day. That is quite all right. We got quite a few squares going on. The moon is now in a square to Pluto. And so just really kind of condensing those energies, just like we talked about today, it could be a day of deep intensity. And so we just want to be aware, and we want to, it's sort of like what I'm being shown is kind of like when you put a pot on the stove. You want to watch the pot so it doesn't boil over. And when it does start to boil over, what do? You turn down the heat. And so today may be one of those days where we really want to look at how we can turn down the heat a little bit, right? Because we don't want to get too caught up in that. We want to take advantage of the positive and beneficial aspects of this energy, as far as feeling very empowered, feeling very confident, feeling very brave, right? That beautiful liberation energy. But we don't want to we don't want to boil over, right? We want to utilize the higher aspects of this energy and do our best to negate the lower vibrational aspects of this energy, but at the same time pay attention to what that's bringing up, because today is all about those little ways that we can, those little deaths. Yeah, it's all about that today. So like, what can we let go? What belief systems are wanting to be let go? What is wanting to be released and surrendered? And we can pay attention by noticing the things that are coming up, by noticing where it is that we are feeling activated, we'll say, right, by somebody in a way that is less than beneficial, seemingly on the outside. But really, those types of activations that we receive from people are the best ones, because they show us what's wanting to be healed. And so just utilizing the level of awareness that brings without becoming overly, I'm trying to think of a good word to use here. It's really difficult sometimes because these energies are what they are. You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm trying to say here. All right. So let's keep cool heads. Let's keep a cool head about us as we move through today. And I'm wanting to pull, excuse me, clear, some Keepers of the Light cards to get us started for today. All right, what guidance do we have from the Keepers of the Light deck? As we navigate this beautiful portal, this is this portal of surrender and release. And it's perfect timing, right? Surrender and release it now so that you can be ready for to look towards what you're trying to build with that new moon. All right, first card out is Gaia, Earth Connection. Be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth and stay grounded. So this energy has just been coming up and up and up. Not that it doesn't always come up, but it's just feeling really significant that it's been coming up in quite a few of the readings that I've just done. It's because the planet is going through a major shift right now, right? We talked about this in the 555 portal video. For all you guys who didn't check that out, I definitely encourage you to check it out, because the energies are just as relevant now as they were yesterday or the day before, and they will continue to be relevant. So we weren't the only ones that received a major activation. Gaia herself received a major activation, and she received some codes. There's a new grid that's being created right now that's going to help support her even more. And because of that, she really, and that's what it is too, is a major aspect of that grid is us, right? We are that grid. And so we were activated, especially those, they came through as the code keepers in that reading, right? And those codes that are activated, that are coming online, that are forming that larger code that is assisting in the evolution of both the planet and ourselves. And so in order for us to complete that grid for her, in order for us to really merge with her energy and fully support her the way she needs to be supported right now, we need to pay attention to her. We need to spend time with her, and we need to be grounded. We are the channels through which this light is coming, right? We're like those satellites. So if we're not grounded and connected to her, she's not receiving the benefit of that energy. So that's why she keeps coming through so powerfully. And everyone in the past few readings these days, that's great. I'm glad we finally got the full understanding of what's going on and why it is that she's requiring or desiring so much assistance from us at this time. We are a part of her. She is a part of us. But the more connected to her we are, the more powerfully we are all able to navigate these energies, all including her herself. And then we have Radha, Soul Flame, coming out. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. So that's beautiful. I want to get, is there anything else to accompany Radha here? But I really, Krishna, devotion. So Krishna is Radha's twin flame. So we have trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. All right. And so we have that twin flame energy coming out here. We definitely have that. We've been talking a lot about the union of the masculine and the feminine aspects of the self. That it was a big day for that yesterday with that red serpent energy, right? But every day is a big day for that. That is one of our main goals as we are moving through this ascension process. We cannot ascend until we are balanced within, until these energetic forces are balanced within us. And then they move within us to create this divine holy child, right? This beautiful example of our soul light, our pure radiant soul light. And so, yeah, there's definitely energies of that coming through. It's also this rediscover a lost part of yourself, right? We've been doing so much healing work. We've been releasing and discarding so much of what not is us. And that process of peeling away the layers of what we aren't is really bringing us into deeper relationship with what we are, who and what we are. So there are lost parts of ourselves that are coming to light. There are also, I feel for some people, it's sort of like you lost touch with some of the things that made you you, that brought you joy, and you're getting back to that aspect of yourself too. But you're discovering that aspect of yourself that feels as though it's been lost, maybe under the weight of responsibilities, of expectations, of just all of the changes and transitions that demanded your attention and your focus. Whatever it was distracting you, whatever it was that was burying that part of yourself is being uncovered now. You're rediscovering it, and it's even more beautiful than it was before, because now you're experiencing it as a whole different person. You're experiencing this aspect of what truly was you, but now as the you that you are now instead of the you that you were then. So that's really beautiful energy coming through. And for anybody who has been seeking relationship harmony and healing, your commitment to that path has been recognized. All of the hard work that you've been doing on yourself, right? In order to establish that harmony and healing with others, right? Because it starts with the self. And then whatever is happening within the self is reflected to us, is mirrored to us by our interactions with others. And so all of your work and your devotion to your healing process is being recognized, and you are going to begin to see that playing out in your relationships if it has not been so far. And I do feel this too, as people who have had to release people in their lives in the past because they were not energetically aligned, and having done that work, some of that energy for some people is coming back into. Because both parties did the healing that they need to do themselves. And now they're a vibrational match at a higher frequency. Or somebody who is a frequency for your energy is coming in. For those of you who release someone, for some of you, I do feel an energy coming back in. We do have Mercury retrograde coming up too, but this isn't like a Mercury retrograde thing. This is like a vibrational thing. And for others of you, it's just you're attracting someone into your reality who is a match for your vibration now. And for others, there is somebody in your reality, and you're beginning to see that relationship shift as a result of the inner work that you've done. And this is also, once again, just reminding us to trust our spiritual guidance, to know that what we are receiving, the guidance what we're receiving from our guides, the guidance, the what's the word I'm looking for? The affirmations, the validations, the whatever it is, whatever those communications are, those signs and synchronicities is how some people are seeing it. Just the peacock, I was being drawn to his peacock feather. So some people, there may be something with peacock feathers. Maybe that's a way that you communicate with your guides. Which is funny because I did that at one point when I was playing around with manifesting, and I manifested some peacock feathers. So that could also be for me, which is interesting. Maybe there's some more on the way. Maybe there's just something significant about the peacock feather. It's like somebody's going to be wearing one, or you're going to see one at an important moment or something like that. I don't know. Really interesting that that's coming through. Yeah, and for some people, Mother Mary popped out when I was talking about your guides. So for some people, Mother Mary may be one of your guides. Radha or Krishna may be your guides as well. But I'm definitely feeling that Mother Mary energy. Love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. So this is that energy like we talked about with this White World Bridger energy, right? How can we bridge those? How can we bridge worlds? Through love, through compassion, through tolerance, through understanding, through peace. And this came up the other day too. I was actually talking about this with a very special lady. And we were discussing just all of the different divides within society right now, right? There are so many different divides that have been created. It's all artificial. It's all being used as a distraction, as a separation tool, right? But how can we bridge those worlds? How can we bridge those divides? We see ourselves as separate. We see ourselves as different. People are becoming very polarized. And the whole thing is, we're healing that energy of duality and polarization. But in order to heal that, first, it looks much more intense. It becomes much more clear. Right? So it feels like it's getting worse. And in some ways, on the outer reality, it sort of is, but it's actually preparing to unify and come back together. But we have to understand this process. And that's why we have to choose peace. We have to choose love. We have to choose this energy of not feeling as though we need to convince other people. It's not like, come join my side because my side's the right side. It's like, there are no sides. I love you. I love you, I honor you, I respect you, and yes, you have the right to feel and think exactly what it is that you do feel and think, and I'm just going to love you regardless. Okay? This is also the healing of the divide created by religion, right? As we're healing all of those wounds, we're coming back together. It's anything that separates us and divides us, anything that labels us, anything that places these ideas and these restrictions upon us, right? Creates separation. And so we're learning how to heal all of that. And so Mother Mary, it has been coming through, I've noticed, to assist some people in that process of healing those divides. And we can choose love. We can choose peace. We talk about it all the time in every single moment. And if we forget, we can choose it in the next. And that's going to be very relevant today with all these energies we have going on. And then we have Horus, Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. right? With all of this portal energy, this 555 portal that we just came out of, the rest of this month that we're going into, just be aware of your thoughts. They are magnetic. That means they are drawing things to you like a magnet. So really be conscious. Consciously choose and craft your thoughts. Remember, words are spells. And miraculous changes are occurring, right? That's that energy of change, that 555 energy coming through there as well. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Kuan Yin. Care and compassion, choose to be loved, do what is right for everyone involved, offer a helping hand. So that energy of service, right? Which is an energy that we are working with today. So how can I be of service today? Right? How can I release and surrender my own ego, my own expectations, my own need to be right? Right? And just simply reach out that helping hand, simply be compassionate to another person. The most profound form of service that we can do is to be compassionate to another, is to offer that love to another. And remember, the more belligerent a person may be, the angrier a person may be, the more they are in need of love. That's just a louder cry for love. And so give that love today wherever you can. All right, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope that you have a fabulous day, and I will see you again tomorrow. You know the deal. Links down below to donate. My email's down below. Reach out to me if you require any assistance. Drop a comment. Hit that like button. Love, love, love.